YouTube.
Again.
I've had this channel for a little bit and I've had previous videos, but we're just turning a new leaf. I just feel like I'm going to document my life right now and the situation that I'm in, because if it can help somebody, I hope that it helps you. It's also Christmas time. Today's actually the 23rd, so tomorrow is Christmas Eve.
Let's get into this video.
I'm currently in a shelter. If anybody is going into the shelter system in New York City, you didn't do anything wrong that you ended up in this position. Just life happens, man. Life happens, and it happens to all of us, but stay strong, keep your head up. Do not let these people in the system get to you, because they're going to try. And let them know that you cannot be broken, okay?
No.
DHS. I'm not sure if you were a single person going to the shelter, if it's the same thing. I'm just giving you my experience with a family shelter. It's called PATH, which is located in the Bronx. That's where you're gonna go. You're gonna take your kids, your husband, if it's just a single mother, single father, whatever the case may be, all your belongings, or at least put your belongings somewhere in storage, or if there's somewhere you could keep it for a little bit and just take whatever clothes, important things that you can take with you. When you go into PATH, from when you get in there to when you leave, you're going to deal with just rude and nasty people, from security to the people that do the application to people that do interviews, the bus drivers. You might be lucky, you might find one nice person. This is my second time in this situation. The first time they really didn't help, and I just decided to go with someone that was planning on helping me. These people were just nasty. They would just put you in the worst mood and will make you feel like you are beneath everybody and everything, and you're not, okay? Half of those people probably been through the same thing, but because a lot of people, when they get some type of form of power, they be real quick to put their nose real high up in the air and think they better than everybody. No, don't let them get to you. You're gonna go through metal detectors. You cannot bring no food in there. The first time I went, I was pregnant. I think I could bring snacks. I can't really remember, but you couldn't bring like no outside food, nothing to drink. You gotta eat whatever they give you, and let me tell you, they feed you like you a criminal. And I'm pretty sure in jail you get better food than what they give you in PATH. This time that I went,
honey, I snuck some food in there, okay?
then you're gonna have to make a line, and at the front they're gonna give you an application. They're gonna ask you why you there. Do what you gotta do, show your emotions, even though, to be honest, they don't care. I cried the first time. Lady was looking at me like,
okay. And
you're gonna ask 2 years of like prior residence where you was living at, whether it's one person, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You have to put all of them on that application. Now, from the first time, the first time I went was like a year or 2 ago. They show up at whoever it is that you put on the application. They show up at their house. They don't give them no warning. They just go up.
Yep, this is DHS.
They don't have to let them in their house if they don't want to let them in their house. I don't want y'all in here. I don't want them in here neither. I don't know what to tell y'all. Y'all gotta go. Cause they will try to, if they get into their apartment, their house, they're gonna be quick to be like, oh well, they could stick them, they could stick her, they could stick him right there, and the kids, they could stick them right over there. They don't care if it's a little love seat. All of them could sleep on that love seat. They will find anything not to help you. Don't think that these people are really trying to help you, because I'm telling you, they're not trying to help you at all. There might be some people, I didn't meet any of them, that will make you feel, or they really trying to help you. But most of them, they don't care. They don't want to help you. The city don't want to pay for it, even though the city got the money to pay for it, but they don't want to pay for it. They call, they investigate everything. They call everybody. Now, all they can do is call. Also, before, when I first went, this was before COVID. When you're in PATH, you going from floor to floor to floor. There's like 5 floors. So you going from the 3rd floor to the 2nd floor to the 1st floor to the 5th floor, doing an interview with this person, interview with that person, interview with this person, bouncing left, and it's annoying and it's tiring, because especially if you've been there from early in the morning. This time I went at like 6 o'clock in the morning. I was literally there till like 9 o'clock, almost 10 o'clock at night with the 1-year-old. And like I said, they do not care. It don't even be about us. It really be about the kids. Like, bro, like, they're exhausted. You know, they hungry. What you guys are giving us to feed them is nothing. Type of turkey sandwich, that's not turkey, bro. That's not turkey.
I don't know what that is, but it ain't turkey.
This time when I went, they do everything through the phone. So it's 3 interviews you do over the phone. And you can pick a floor to sit on. You can find a floor and then just chill there till you get whatever phone calls. They're gonna do the interviews, and then they'll probably have you go to the basement. They have me go to the basement, then go to the 3rd floor. I was on the 3rd floor for a minute, then they told me to go back to the basement. The basement most of the time is where you're gonna go when you pretty much already at that point gonna be placed in a shelter. Now I'm gonna tell you right now, you're still going to be placed in a shelter when you're at PATH. You have to do the interviews, just get all of that stuff over with. You're going to spend pretty much the whole day and most of the night in PATH. But it is what it is. Do not give up. Do not let them get to you. Do not be like, oh, you know what, screw this. No, you need the help. You're going to have to stay there, and you're just going to have to get it over with. Because you will still be placed in a shelter. They're going to still place you. If you go after like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, they're considered overnight. So they're going to take you, most of the time it's somewhere in the Bronx. That's what I did my first time. I went too late. And they're going to put you in a building, in a room, or an apartment. And you're going to stay the night there. And you got to leave at like 6 o'clock in the morning. When you leave, they take you right back to PATH, either on like one of the little yellow buses, or, well, it's a full-size bus, but the yellow buses, or like a van. You go back to PATH, you're going to do that whole thing that I just told you, the interview, all of that. That's if you go overnight. If you go early in the morning, you're already going to be doing all of that, but this time everything is on the phone. In my case, none of the phone calls came through to my phone. And I had Wi-Fi, everything was fine. I was getting calls from everybody else, but for whatever reason, I didn't get any calls from them. So I had to go to another floor and then go to another floor and ask like, yo, what's going on? Because I'm not getting any phone calls. I've been here since 6 o'clock in the morning, bro. Like, I'm tired, I'm trying to go. Like, my son also, he just finished having a respiratory infection. He just got out the hospital, and I can't be having him out here like this. Like I said, they don't care. But eventually I got through to somebody. She did the interview, and the thing was that they had already placed me. I found God, please bless that lady, because she was so freaking nice. I didn't think I would find anybody. I was just like, you know what? I see this little Spanish lady. Let me ask her. And I was just like, is there any way you can find out if they have called me? Maybe I missed a call. She let me know. She said, you were already placed, but I got you. I'm going to see what I could do for you. They did everything, whatever the case may be. And now I'm here. So that will happen with you. At this point, you still gonna get placed. You might end up in the basement. You might end up you most likely, if they send you to the basement, it's because they already placed you somewhere, so they getting you ready. If you have your own vehicle, you can just let them know, I don't need you guys to take me. They'll ask you, do you need transportation to get to the shelter? It's either yes or no. If no, they give you a paper with where you're being placed. They'll sign you off, so that way you're gonna take that paper, you're gonna show it to the security when you get to the shelter. If you don't have transportation, You will be taken in one of the big yellow buses if they have one, or white, or a like oversized van. They will take you to your shelter. They'll call whatever names, you know, this person, this is where y'all going. They will place you anywhere in the Bronx, in Brooklyn, Queens. They don't care. They're gonna throw you wherever they want to throw you at. And the thing is that they're supposed to ask you, where would you like to be placed? They ain't asked me. They just threw me wherever they just threw me at, which I'm grateful. It's clean. It's nice. I'm not complaining. Me and my son have our own space. We not sharing it with nobody. So glory to God. Once you get placed in the shelter, they give you 10 days. This is from my experience. The first time, they told me this time as well, but I was in here for like 16 days. And within that 10 days, they either find you eligible or ineligible. So they either approve you for the shelter or they're going to deny you. The only way they're going to deny you is if they want to say, is if they feel like, there's space somewhere here where you can go. One of the people that you said, or the person or persons that you said you was living with, you could fit with them, which is what they did to me. I've been in here for 16 days. And at this point, I've been here longer than 16 days because then my son, he caught COVID, and we're quarantining, so we can't go anywhere. Apparently now, when you get denied, if they find you ineligible, they tell you a reason why they find you ineligible. And before COVID, you would literally have to pack your stuff and you got to be out the next morning and you got to go back to PATH and pretty much reapply and do the whole thing all over again. This time, because of COVID, they say you don't have to leave the shelter, but you have to call. And I mean, you gotta call, because trying to get in touch with anybody in PATH is like the illest mission. It's nearly impossible to get in contact with anybody. You have to, and the caseworkers don't really do much for you when it comes to that. Like, they can only give you the information, like, it's like a little packet they give you. Here, they found you ineligible. You got to keep calling PATH, and I'm talking about now. Before, like I said, you would have to pack your stuff and be out the next morning, like before 9 o'clock or by 9 o'clock, and you got to go back to PATH and reapply. Now, you still have to reapply, but you don't have to leave the shelter yet. Because because of COVID, like I said, PATH now, you don't do the interviews. They're not really trying to deal with too many people in close contact. So you stay in the shelter, but you have to keep calling PATH, like it's right then and there. I suggest you keep calling PATH, till you get through to somebody, and then you have to reapply. And they'll tell you, it's going to be like 3-4 different people that are going to call you from 3-4 different numbers. And they're going to tell, one person's going to tell you, I'm going to do your application again. What address were you coming from, this and this. Then another person's going to call you. They're going to tell you, this is why they find you ineligible. And you got to let them know, I can't stay with them. I don't know what part you're not understanding, which is what they did to me. You have to stay on top of it, because the caseworkers don't do much for you. They don't. They'll tell you like, we don't have that much ties with PATH, which to me is bogus, it's BS, but whatever. I just don't fall into it. I'm going to just do it myself and make sure, because if you don't do it for yourself, nobody else is going to do it for you. Pretty much you get another 10 days, which is my situation right now, another 10 days, but I'm quarantining for 14, so 10 days, either they're going to find me ineligible or they're going to find me eligible. I have faith in God, they're going to find me eligible. Some shelters, most shelters, all shelters have rules. They're not all the same. Most of the time with like curfew, they pretty much have curfew. But like when it comes to things like this, some shelters allow it, some don't allow it. The one I'm in currently, they allow me to I have this little tiny tree. I don't even think it's a foot, or maybe it is a foot. But I really got it, to be honest, to kind of bring my spirits up. And this is like my favorite time of year too. And for my son, I really got it for him. Even though he's only a year, he's not gonna remember it, but I don't know, it just makes me feel better. Being in a shelter, you know, it does. You will get depressed, you will get anxiety. I mean, not everybody will be depressed about it. It's a hard time and your emotions is all over the place, and it's stressful, especially when it's like you don't know, am I eligible, am I ineligible, like what's gonna happen. So we're able to have a tree, but it can't be bigger than 3 feet because I've been quarantined. It's kind of hard for me to even look for a tree, so I just seen that on Amazon. It was like $7, so you know I got it. This I could not do, but I'm quarantining.
Ain't nobody coming in here. They're not gonna see me. They're not gonna check me.
They do inspections on your unit, and that's why I have it on this side. I know this ugly fire extinguisher is like ruining it, but you know, just in case, because also our heater in the room is not working like it's supposed to work. Like it'll turn on, but it does not turn on when it needs to turn on. So I'll put it here, you know, just in case they want to come check it, because I told them this 2 days ago. Nobody has come to check anything, so I can't do this. They don't want us putting anything on the walls, but honey,
Who's gonna check me? Nobody.
I don't mind doing a tour of the unit. Anybody that is going through this, I keep you in my prayers. God is with you. He is always with you. He's gonna get you through this, okay? Keep your head up. Keep God in your heart. Keep your faith up. And I promise you, you're gonna get over this bump. You're gonna get over this bump. Don't let nobody try to bring you down. You are great. You are doing great. You are amazing. You will get through this. This too shall pass. I hope this helps somebody. I feel like I was all over the place. I'm sorry. It's been a while since I've been in front of the camera. May God be with you. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year. And stay up. You got this.